Just walking in the French countryside, absolutely beautiful. If you're in your late 20s and you still somewhat feel stuck in your teenage body, like you feel like you're not making any progress, you've had multiple attempts at eating more, training hard consistently, but you're not seeing any results. And you've come to a point where you've kind of accepted it as your fate, like maybe it's just meant to be this way. And I can tell you that's simply not the case. My name's Matteo. I've gained 17 plus kgs of muscle naturally, and I've helped a bunch, dozens and dozens of skinny guys transform. Guys that believed that before that was just their faith. And I just want to illustrate this point with my boy Ciaran. He'd been lifting and trying to eat more for over 8 years. He was not seeing the scale move. He was not seeing progress. He was not seeing any momentum. Just by tweaking his nutrition and his training, after 6 months, he gained his first 6.5 kgs. Which brings me to this, like, the most important is not accepting your current situation as faith. Because if you do, once you've accepted the fact that you're in this body and you're stuck, you're never gonna put 100% effort. You're never gonna try something and go all in into something. And after coaching dozens and dozens of skinny guys, the issue is never the nutrition, it's never the training. It always starts in the mind. Like if your mind is not right, if you go to the gym, you try a little bit, you try eating more, but you don't see results and then you quit, it's like you'll always be in this cycle. So you have to commit to your own transformation. You have to tell yourself, this time I am going to transform, no matter what it takes. If it takes me 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, I will do it. If your mind is not right, you'll always struggle. So you want to get clear. You want to take a sheet of paper and determine like, all right, I'm 55 kgs right now. I want to get to 65 kgs. That is my goal. People in the world have done it. I'm not the only guy. I don't have a miracle gene. People exactly like me have done it. What's the next step for me? That is the first step. You write on a piece of paper, get clear on exactly where you want to go, how much you want to gain, what's your dream physique. Once the mind is right, once you know exactly where you want to go, once you've made that committed decision, you've done those two, then, all right, how many calories do I need to consume? What foods do I need to eat? What training plan do I need? It's very simple. It's the basics. It's like there's 3 things: getting enough calories, getting enough protein, getting stronger in the gym. If you can do those 3, then you can gain 5, 10, 15 kgs of muscle. Like that's exactly what I've done. I only track my calories, my protein, and my performance in the gym. And obviously I have a system to get stronger, but that is it. Remove the fluff. As Bruce Lee says, strip the unessential. And now you can get clear on what are the key things that I need to be doing every single day to get to my goal. You've done all the work, you know where you're going. Now it's like, all right, how do I get to my goal? What are the daily actions that I need to implement to get there? Breaking down the calories. How many calories do you need? Maybe that's 2,700, 2,800 to start. You're tracking your daily weight. You're seeing, is my weekly average weight going up? If it's not, increase the calories. When it comes to protein, super simple. 0.82 grams per pound of body weight consistently. When it comes to the training, you have to have an approach that you can commit to long term. For me, that's training 3 times per week for 1 hour 15. I've been doing that for the last 3.5 years. Super sustainable, super manageable. I love my approach, and that's why I can stick to it. And now you have the 3. You have the calories, the protein, the training, everything you need to transform. And now it's how do we implement systems into your daily life to help you reach those calorie goals and help you get stronger. Prior to doing anything, like you have to have some form of plan. You have to be following some sort of process that allows for consistency, that allows you to have consistent inputs in order to get consistent outputs. So for me personally, every single week I track my calories, my protein, my training sessions. I go into the gym 3 times per week for 1 hour 15. Whenever I go, I know my exact numbers, so I know which numbers to hit. I know my reps, what reps I need to shoot for, and I'm always trying to get stronger. That is the goal of your training. If you're not providing your body a reason to grow, why would you build any muscle? So that is the primary goal of your training program. So I'm coming into the gym 3 times. I have my sheet, I have my numbers, and that is clear. 3 times per week, otherwise I'm not thinking about the gym. All of that is outsourced. And then for nutrition, like Mateo, you have to hit 2,800 calories today and 130 grams of protein. How are we going to hit that? All right. Depending on your appetite, you want to be organized. Maybe that's having 3 meals, 1 snack per day. You break it down. You're logical, you're not emotional. And the entire goal is, if you struggle with that appetite, is to not arrive at 8 p.m. with like 2,000 plus calories to hit, because that's going to be very difficult. And that's the constant cycle I see a lot of guys go in, where they skip breakfast, they have a small bite for lunch, and then they'll come to dinner, and to hit that calorie surplus, they have to eat 2,000 plus calories. You don't want to do that. You want to have some form of structure, especially if you're beginning. It's like, determine how many meals you want to have. Maybe that's 3 meals, 1 snack, 3 meals, 2 snack, and then break down your calories into those. Like, you don't have to say, I'm going to have 432 calories in my first meal. It's like, am I having a small breakfast, a light breakfast, a big dinner, a small dinner? You want to figure these things out. And this takes 10 minutes to figure out. You have your number of calories that you're tracking consistently. You're tracking your daily weight. If it's not going up, if your average is not going up, increase the calories by 200. And then when it comes to actually hitting that, it's like, break down that 2,800 calories, or however many calories you need to eat, into 3 meals, 1 snack. Have some form of structure. If everything's been random for you up to this point, you would benefit from some structure. And you don't have to maintain this for life, but at least in the first period of making progress. So you realize it's possible for you. You break down those meals, and then in those meals you have high calorie dense foods. Super simple. So at this point you're having high calorie dense foods, 3 meals, 1 snack. At this point you're putting the odds in your favor. 3 meals, 1 snack, high calorie dense foods. And what you can do is like have most of your calories in meal 1, meal 2. That's going to help you so much. Also protein, I would recommend front loading your protein as well, so you're not chasing your protein at the end of the day. And that's it. You know how many calories you need to be eating, you know how much protein, you have some structure to hit it every single day, and you're not randomly wishing for results, hoping that you're magically going to step on a scale. No, you take charge of your own results, of your own decision, of your own actions, and that's what's going to allow you to finally grow. That's what Ciaran did, and Ciaran gained 6.5 kgs in 6 months because he did the things correctly. He had some structure, he had a process, and he stopped believing that he had skinny genetics. Break it down to summarize, you get clear on where you want to go. People like you have done it before. Get crystal clear on how many kgs of muscle do you want to gain. Once you've had that, you make a committed decision to yourself that you will reach this goal no matter what. Then you can go into like, all right, what do I need to do on a day-to-day basis to actually hit this goal, to get 1 step closer? That comes with, if you want to get there predictably, there's going to be some level of tracking involved. Otherwise, you're hoping and wishing for results. Then you can get into your training plan, getting stronger every single week, whether that's 4 times, 3 times a week. The plan is really not super essential, like the split. You just want to make sure that you're pushing your sets as close to failure and getting stronger every single week. That's it. And when it comes to nutrition, you know how many calories, how much protein you need to be hitting. At that point, you can have a process in your day-to-day on how to hit it. 3 meals, 1 snack, high calorie dense meals, front loading most of your calories. It can be very simple, dude. It can be very simple. Final message is, stop blaming your skinny genetics, your fast metabolism. Get some structure, follow a process. It is possible for you. Thousands and thousands of people have done it. Now it's up to you to take charge of your own results. You got this, buddy.